payment. Standby, secondary. When payment is made, when you present document commercial. In standby, when there is a default. Common use, normal trade settlement. Guarantee, used in payment and performance issue. The rule guiding standby UCP. Sorry, LC UCP. The rule guiding standby can be UCP, but primarily it's supposed to be ISP. So both are used. Now, demand guarantee. Remember I said demand guarantee and standby are functionally similar and structurally different. Both of them pretty much are doing the same thing. Guarantee started in Europe, standby started in the US. But they are basically doing. So if you are doing work in North America, you see a lot of standby in North America. There's a lot of standby. Why? Because standby started in the US. But now we have adopted it just the way we have adopted guarantee from Europe. A demand guarantee is an irrevocable undertaking issued by a guarantor. Upon the instruction of the applicant, to pay the beneficiary sum that will be demanded by the beneficiary, up to a maximum amount determined in the guarantee, upon presentation of a demand complying with the terms of the guarantee. It can be described as a written commitment by a bank to pay beneficiary a specified amount if the applicant fails to perform their contractual obligation. It is unconditional. The bank pays once a valid written demand is presented without investigating the underlying transaction. There are three, I think it's good I mentioned this at this point. There are three principles that guide guarantee and standby. Remember the three principles that guide LC. What are they? Autonomy, strict compliance. If we are dealing with demand guarantee and standby letter of credit, there are three principles, and two of them are similar. Only one is different. Guarantee and standby also have autonomy. Guarantee and standby also have strict compliance, but instead of banking the document, they have no proof of default. No proof of default. So a bank is not to prove there is a default. A bank just needs an evidence. You present an evidence as a default. Whether you are lying or saying the truth is none of our business. If you are lying, the guy will take you to court. You guys suffer yourself in the court of law. So the bank, once it receives a valid presentation, is to pay without investigating the underlying dispute. Okay, which one? Okay, LC, autonomy, strict compliance, no proof for, bank dealing document are not included. In standby and demand guarantee, autonomy again, strict compliance, but this one, no proof of default or no proof of breach. No proof of default or no proof of breach. And I was trying to emphasize the fact that a bank is not supposed to prove. If you present document to a bank that the guy has defaulted, the bank is not going to say, are you sure? Who issued this document? The bank will have put in his standby that if you are going to present, let's say the guy did not pay, you have to show evidence in sheet. Provide bit of leading copy, provide invoice, packing list, and all the details that show that you shipped. Then the bank will pay. Because the guy did not. But the bank will not confirm that and you ship quality goods, you didn't ship. Unless the guy wants the stamp to you to provide evidence that you ship quality goods. So the bank can put it in the guarantee or standby. Present evidence of pre-shipment inspection. So anything the bank has not put in the guarantee or standby is not going to stand in the way of payment. And even when you put it there, it's only going to examine document on the face of the document. It's not going to confirm if the document presented is original or fake. Because bank is not liable for the genuineness of document, both in LC, guarantee, or standby letter of credit. Does that make sense? Do you understand, please? Yes. It's only that has. Do you understand? A bank is not liable for the genuineness of document received to pay the letter of credit transaction. It's not liable for genuineness. Although some bank will go ahead to check. How many of you remember the case between Coach Charles and Fine Bank?
I was going to ask you about that.
Remember that story, right? Now, when that thing happened, the good arrived in Nigeria. The LC was issued by Access Bank. The document for payment came in for the bank to pay. But the document that came in was not the master bill of lading, was the house bill of lading. House. The master bill of lading, you can issue a bill of lading without master of house. You can issue with master and house. Now, master have control over the bills. House provides similar information, but it doesn't give you control. You can't clear it down with house. Unfortunately, the bank received bill of lading. Whoever checked was not conscious of what this is a house bill of lading and went ahead and paid. And that's why Ifeanyi can transfer that bill. The good came into Nigeria, there's evidence. You know that time, first subsidy scam now. The good will come in, so all the evidence of good coming in, but it will never be discharged. It will come and be discharged from another location. That was happened with that transaction. So the idea in this case basically is the fact that as a bank, I am not supposed to check that the document you are giving me is not fake or genuine. But if as a bank I know this is fake and I can prove it, I can hold on to payment. Because I'm going to give a document, right? So if my document now, I have every reason, for example, I collect the bill of lading, I went to check. So I can check the genuineness from International Maritime Bureau. So some bank in Nigeria today, they make the policy after that incident to check. In fact, some bank, when it's more than maybe $500,000, they will go and check because they have subscription with International Maritime Bureau, a subsidiary of the International Chamber of Commerce, who can track this and confirm the genuineness of the information of your bill of lading before they go ahead. How does it work? Importer and exporter agree on the contract. Importer arrange for their bank to issue a demand guarantee in favor of the exporter. If the importer fulfill obligation, guarantee expire. If the importer default, exporter make a written demand for payment to the guarantor. Bank pay the exporter immediately upon up to the guarantee amount. Scenario is construction company in Germany imports steel pipe from Nigeria worth $2 million. Hoping that this will happen one day. Nigeria customer insists on payment guarantee before shipping. The German buyer bank issue a demand guarantee of $2 million. If the buyer pay after delivery, no claim is made. If the buyer fails to pay, exporter present demand letter and shipping document, and the bank pay. But let me say something. All the example I've used has only been around payment guarantee and commercial standby. Now, remember I said it can go both ways. So let's look at the scenario of a performance guarantee. My first shipment to China was a zinc ore. It was $120,000. The customer, the buyer in China, have not done business with me before, and they have concern about performance. So he asked for a performance guarantee of 5%, which was $6,000. So we have to give $6,000 to the bank in Nigeria to issue a performance guarantee to the Chinese. Now, I'm the exporter, but in this case, I'm the applicant under this performance guarantee. The importer is the beneficiary. So immediately he received that, he now issue LC to us. Now, why is he doing that? He's trying to cover the cost of giving us an LC because it will cost him like 2 or 3% in China. So if we fail, he will just call on the. So guarantee and standby can go both ways. So it doesn't mean that in LC, applicant is always importer. Beneficiary is always exporter. But in guarantee and standby, applicant can be importer or exporter. Beneficiary can be importer or exporter, depending on the objective of the instrument. Demand guarantee as a finance facilitation instrument. Payment assurance, exporter is protected against non-payment or non-performance by importer. Trust and market access. Importer is in new market can build trust with exporter by using guarantee. Liquidity support. Exporter can use guarantee to secure financing, and bank may discount or collateralize them. Risk transfer. Shift default risk from importer to a reputable guarantor bank. Same again, you have the applicant, you have the guarantor, you have the beneficiary. You have an underlying transaction that is always involved. The application is made and the guarantee is issued. And the same thing if it's counter guarantee, just like we have it in counter standby. So let's look at the difference between guarantee and standby. Guarantee is issued guiding rule, uniform rule for demand guarantee 758. Standby, international standby practice. Nature. Bank pay on first demand with minimal checks. Bank pay if applicant default, often requiring document. Main use, secure performance payment or tender obligation. Main use, backup payment method in trade. Trigger, simply demand and trigger default plus presentation.